Ever had that jarring dream where you're falling, only to suddenly snap awake? Or perhaps you've woken up in the middle of the night, unable to move, feeling completely paralyzed as if something's holding you down. These feelings are surprisingly common, and often they serve as our first glimpse into the fascinating world of altered states of consciousness. Today, we're going to dive into what the astral plane is, how it differs from lucid dreaming, and what's really going on when you feel like you've left your body. I promise we'll explore both the mystic and the scientific angles, separating genuine practices from mere fantasy. To start, let's clarify that the concept of a subtle body or soul, capable of travelling independently from its physical form, is far from new. Ancient Egyptians, for instance, believed in Ka and Ba, components of the soul that could leave the body. Ancient Greek philosophers like Plato pondered a realm of forms or ideas, accessible only through the mind, and shamans across the globe have, for centuries, practiced journeys into the spirit world. So, our modern fascination with the astral is really just the latest chapter in humanity's incredibly ancient quest to understand the nature of consciousness. So let's dive right in. What exactly is the astral plane? Imagine our familiar physical world as just one floor in the universe's vast skyscraper. The astral plane, or simply the astral, is the floor situated directly above ours, but you won't find an elevator or staircase to get there. That's because this realm isn't composed of the familiar physical matter we know. Instead, it's a tapestry woven from energy, thoughts, emotions, and dreams. Think of it as a vast ocean of the collective unconscious, where all our hopes, fears, memories, and fantasies drift. This is precisely why it's so fluid and responsive. Within the astral, the scenery can shift with just one thought. Imagine a beautiful garden, and instantly you're there. Recall an unpleasant memory, and your surroundings might immediately become dark and oppressive. It's a reality that mirrors and responds directly to your internal state. In essence, esoteric teachings often describe it as an intermediate realm. It serves as a link between our physical reality and higher, more spiritual planes. It's often seen as the bridge between body and spirit. Okay, so if the astral is another world, who exactly is doing the travelling? Our physical body is still lying in bed, right? According to esoteric traditions, it's our astral body that makes the journey. It's also known as the subtle body, or astral double. Essentially, it's an exact energetic replica of you. Imagine having an invisible avatar that perfectly mirrors your appearance, but instead of flesh and blood, it's made of a finer, luminous substance. This double isn't bound by the laws of physics. Walls are no barrier. Gravity doesn't exist for it, and it can traverse vast distances with just a thought. It's this astral body that allows us to perceive this subtle world. And what's interesting is that initially, it looks exactly like you. But with time and practice, experienced travellers say its appearance can change depending on your thoughts and state of being. It's your personal guide in the world of dreams and emotions. This naturally brings up a logical question. If our astral double can freely depart, what prevents it from getting lost or failing to return? According to esoteric teachings, the so-called silver cord is responsible for this. Imagine an infinitely elastic, glowing thread. One end is anchored to your physical body, typically at the back of your head or between your shoulder blades, and the other to your astral double. It's an energetic umbilical cord of sorts. Not only does it nourish your subtle body during its journey, but it also acts as an unwavering beacon, a spiritual GPS, always guiding it back home. It's said that this cord cannot be broken as long as a person is alive. It can stretch across any distance, even cosmic, yet the connection will never be severed. Therefore, the common fear among beginners of getting stuck in the astral is, according to this concept, completely unfounded. Any strong desire to return, or even an abrupt sound in the physical world, will instantly retract this cord, pulling you back into your body. Now let's turn our attention to a fascinating state many are familiar with, yet often confused with astral projection: lucid dreaming. So what's the key difference? A lucid dream is when you're fully aware that you're dreaming. It's like becoming the director of your own movie, right in the middle of watching it unfold. You might find yourself thinking, hold on, this is a dream. And from that moment, you gain full control. Want to fly over a city? Go right ahead. Wish to chat with a character from your favourite book? No problem at all. You are the absolute master of this world. However, it's vital to understand that this world is entirely a construct of your own mind. The scenery, the characters, the entire plot, all of it springs from your imagination and subconscious. You're essentially within your own mind, experiencing a personal virtual reality. It's a profound and captivating experience, but it is confined to your inner world. You are exploring yourself rather than any external reality. So, what truly sets lucid dreaming apart from astral projection? According to practitioners, the core distinction lies in how you perceive reality. In a lucid dream, you're within a world crafted entirely by your own mind. However, in astral projection, or an out-of-body experience, an OBE, practitioners claim you're perceiving an objective reality. A classic example often cited is someone leaving their body, seeing themselves asleep in bed, then perhaps flying to an adjacent room to observe what's happening there, and later, upon waking, verifying that information. Essentially, astral projection purports to grant access to real-world information that is otherwise inaccessible to your physical senses at that moment. In a lucid dream, you are the ultimate creator. You conjure and manipulate reality at will. In astral projection, however, you're purely an observer. You explore an already existing reality, albeit with a new set of heightened, almost supernatural abilities, like flying or phasing through walls. It's a subtle, yet profoundly significant distinction. The difference between exploring your own inner cosmos and attempting to venture into an external one. Now let's talk about the experience itself, or as it's often called, an out-of-body experience, or OBEE for short. It's the sensation of your consciousness, your very self, detaching from your physical body. Many describe it as a gentle rolling out, or floating free from their physical shell. Often the first sight for those experiencing an OBE is their own room, but they see it from an unusual perspective, from the ceiling, from a corner, or standing right next to their bed. And perhaps the most striking aspect of this experience is seeing their own body sound asleep. This is a moment that profoundly changes many people's worldview. They witness tangible proof that their consciousness can exist independently. The perception of reality in that moment is often described as more real than reality itself. Colours appear more vibrant, sounds are sharper, and thoughts are crystal clear. It's a state of exploring a familiar world, but with entirely new and incredible possibilities. Quite often, just before consciousness separates from the body, people experience a profoundly unusual state. This is known as the vibrational phase. Imagine a powerful electric current surging through your entire body, yet completely pain-free. It's an intense vibration, a hum that seems to emanate from deep within, causing every cell to resonate. The sound itself might resemble the buzzing of a swarm of bees, the roar of a jet engine, or simply a deep, low-frequency hum. These sensations can be so intense that newcomers often find themselves frightened, instinctively trying to stop them, and thereby interrupting the separation process. However, experienced practitioners know that these vibrations are a clear sign that the astral body is ready to detach. Think of it like a car engine warming up before a journey. If one can remain calm and allow the process to unfold naturally, the vibrations will reach their peak. Following this, a gentle and effortless separation from the physical body occurs. This is a crucial and vital stage of the transition. But let's shift our focus to a state that arguably instills the most fear and is deeply intertwined with our conversation today. Sleep paralysis. I'm sure many of you have experienced it. You wake up, you can see and hear everything around you, but you're utterly unable to move a muscle. Your body feels completely paralyzed, like it's turned to stone. This is often accompanied by a chilling sensation of a presence in the room, a heavy pressure on your chest, and sometimes even vivid visual or auditory hallucinations. Sounds terrifying, doesn't it? Scientifically speaking, it's quite straightforward. During the REM, rapid eye movement sleep phase, our brain deliberately paralyzes our muscles. This prevents us from acting out our dreams in reality, from running or jumping around. Occasionally, a glitch occurs. Your mind awakens, but the paralysis mechanism hasn't yet switched off. The result is you're fully conscious, but trapped in an immobile body. Your brain, not comprehending what's happening, starts to panic and conjures up terrifying images and sensations. However, for practitioners of things like lucid dreaming or out-of-body experiences, sleep paralysis isn't a curse, it's a gift. It's considered the perfect state for entering the phase because the body is already deeply relaxed and primed for separation. The key is simply to conquer the fear. This brings us to the core question that divides mystics and skeptics. What if all these out-of-body experiences, astral planes and silver cords are nothing more than incredibly vivid, realistic dreams? Could they simply be a form of lucid dreaming, amplified by the effects of sleep paralysis and a rich imagination? After all, the brain is an incredibly powerful tool, capable of conjuring entire worlds. Skeptics argue there's not a single scientifically verified instance where someone undergoing an OBE gained information they couldn't possibly have known beforehand. For example, reading an inscription on a card in an adjacent locked room. They attribute all narratives of flying and seeing oneself from an external perspective to complex processes occurring in our brains at the boundary of sleep and wakefulness. This is a very strong and logical position that simply cannot be ignored. Indeed, the line between objective reality and a powerful illusion, crafted by our own consciousness, can be incredibly thin. And naturally, science isn't standing still, constantly striving to find rational explanations for these enigmatic occurrences. Neurobiologists have discovered a specific brain region, the temporoparietal junction, responsible for our holistic perception of the body in space. Think of it as our internal GPS, constantly gathering information from our eyes, ears, and vestibular system to create that crucial feeling of, I am here in my body. Swiss scientists conducted a fascinating experiment. During surgery, they stimulated this very region in a patient with weak electrical impulses. And what happened? She immediately reported feeling as if she had left her body and was observing herself from the ceiling. As soon as the stimulation ceased, the sensation vanished. This suggests that out-of-body experiences might be the result of a temporary malfunction in this specific brain region. The brain loses its usual spatial anchors, creating the illusion that consciousness has somehow separated from the physical body. While this doesn't diminish the profoundness of the experience itself, it does offer a tangible scientific explanation. When it comes to lucid dreams, however, science has made significantly more progress. That's because they're much easier to study. How? It's quite straightforward. Scientists work with experienced lucid dreamers, arranging for them to send a specific signal as soon as they become conscious within a dream. For instance, a particular sequence of eye movements that can be detected by monitoring equipment. Once the sensors pick up this signal, researchers observe what's happening in the brain at that precise moment, and these studies have revealed something truly remarkable. The moment consciousness dawns in a dream, there's a dramatic activation of the brain's frontal lobes. These are the very areas responsible for self-awareness, critical thinking, and decision-making. In other words, while most of your brain continues to sleep and generate the bizarre world of your dream, the part responsible for your self suddenly awakens right inside that very world. It's a unique, hybrid state of consciousness, proving that we can be awake and aware even while we sleep. Okay, we've covered the theories and scientific hypotheses to some extent, but the big question still remains. Why? Why do people all over the world dedicate so much time and energy to mastering out-of-body experiences or lucid dreaming? Their motivations are incredibly diverse, ranging from pure entertainment to the most profound spiritual quests. For some, it's pure curiosity and a thirst for adventure. It's like gaining access to the ultimate video game, offering complete freedom of action, where the only limit is your imagination. Just the desire to fly like a bird is often reason enough for many. For others, it's a powerful tool for self-improvement. In a lucid dream, you can confront your nightmares and phobias face to face in a safe environment and overcome them. And for a third group, it's part of a spiritual journey, an attempt to find answers to the age-old questions. Who am I? Is there life after death? What lies beyond the physical world? Ultimately, it's the drive to experience something that proves consciousness is far more than just a function of the brain. Enough talk about theory, let's get practical. If you're ready to take your first step into dream control, don't start with complex techniques. Begin with the simplest, most fundamental action, keeping a dream journal. Yes, it might seem tedious, but it's actually the most powerful training for your dreaming mind. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, you send a clear signal to your brain. What I experienced last night is important. I want to remember it. And your brain starts to pay attention. Over time, your dream recall ability will dramatically improve. You'll begin to notice recurring themes, strange details, or illogical events, what we call dream signs. Recognizing these signs while you're still dreaming is the key to achieving lucidity. Keep a notebook by your bed and jot everything down immediately after waking. It's the foundation, and without it, building anything more advanced will be incredibly challenging. Complementing your dream journal, the next crucial step is incorporating reality checks. The brilliance of this method lies in its elegant simplicity. You train your mind to constantly question the reality of your surroundings. To do this multiple times a day, you'll simply pause and ask yourself, am I dreaming right now? To get your answer, you'll then perform a quick test. Some of the most popular checks involve attempting to push your finger through the palm of your other hand. In waking life, this is of course impossible, but within a dream, your finger will almost certainly pass straight through. Or for instance, look at a clock or watch, look away, then look back again. In a dream, the numbers will almost always be different. You could also try pinching your nose shut and attempting to breathe. If you're dreaming, you'll find you can breathe effortlessly. By performing these checks consistently throughout your day, you're building a powerful habit. Sooner or later, this habitual action will carry over into your dreams. And in that pivotal moment, perhaps as your finger effortlessly glides through your palm, it will suddenly dawn on you. Wait a minute, I'm actually dreaming. This is your gateway to lucid dreaming. Now let's explore some specific lucid dreaming induction techniques you can use right before falling asleep. One of the most popular and effective methods for beginners is the mild technique, short for mnemonic induction of lucid dreams. It might sound complex, but in practice it's quite straightforward. The core idea is to set a firm intention to become aware that you're dreaming. So, how does it work? You wake yourself up during the night, perhaps by setting an alarm about 4 to 6 hours after you've first fallen asleep. You stay awake briefly, and then, as you lie back down, you repeatedly and silently affirm to yourself, the next time I dream, I'll know it's a dream. As you do this, vividly imagine yourself in a dream, noticing something strange and instantly realizing that you are dreaming. You're essentially programming your mind to switch on at the crucial moment. Think of it like leaving yourself a reminder, not on the fridge, but deep within your subconscious. Next up, we have the wild technique, wake-initiated lucid dreaming, which is often seen as the ultimate challenge. It's a more demanding, yet incredibly direct route. Instead of waking up within an existing dream, you consciously transition from wakefulness directly into the dream state. Essentially, your goal is to guide your consciousness through all the stages of falling asleep without ever losing that thread of awareness. You lie down, completely relax your body, allowing it to drift off to sleep. Meanwhile, your mind must remain wide awake, a watchful observer. It's during this process that you might encounter the vibrations and sleep paralysis we've discussed. The crucial challenge here is finding that delicate balance. Relax too much, and you'll simply drift off into normal sleep. Concentrate too intensely, and you'll prevent yourself from falling asleep at all. But those who master this technique can enter a lucid dream, or the phase at will, literally slipping out of their body and into the dream world. So, let's say you've done it, you've made it out. What does this mysterious astral plane, or the world of a lucid dream, actually look like? According to most practitioners, it initially bears a striking resemblance to our everyday reality. You might find yourself in an exact replica of your own room. Every object will be in its place, and the lighting will feel just as natural as it does in waking life. But take a closer look, and you'll start to notice subtle differences. The picture on the wall might be different, or the landscape outside your window might not be what you expect. And most importantly, the usual laws of physics simply don't apply here. This is often the first thing newcomers experiment with. You might try slowly pushing your hand right through a solid wall, and it will yield as if it were nothing but mist. You can push off the floor and effortlessly float up to the ceiling. And movement isn't limited to walking or flying. You can also move by sheer force of intention. Just vividly imagine another place, say a beach by the ocean, and the space around you will begin to fold in on itself, instantly taking you there. Naturally, a question that often arises is, are there dangers in this world? Esoteric literature is full of chilling tales of low vibrational entities, astral predators, or psychic parasites that can supposedly attack you. It sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. However, most seasoned and level-headed practitioners agree that the primary, and often the only real danger in the astral realm is your own fear. As we've discussed, this realm directly responds to your emotions. If you're afraid, your subconscious mind will eagerly manifest monsters specifically to frighten you. But the moment you realize you are the master of this realm, that any monster is merely a figment of your own mind, it will instantly lose its power or transform into something benign. Any manifestation of aggression or fear here is simply a mirror reflecting your inner state. Therefore, the most crucial skill for an astral explorer is the ability to remain calm and master your emotions. And to conclude this section, let's debunk the biggest and most damaging myth that deters thousands of people from exploring these states. It's the myth that you can get stuck in the astral, fail to return, or even die. This is absolutely untrue. As we've discussed, your subtle body is inextricably linked to your physical one by a silver cord. This connection guarantees your safe return. In fact, for beginners, the problem is quite the opposite. They're often snapped back into their physical body by the slightest sound, an intense emotion, or even a fleeting thought about their physical self. It's far more challenging to maintain this state than it is to return from it. Any loud sound in your room, an alarm going off, or even just someone touching you, all of these will instantly interrupt your experience. Your consciousness will return to your body faster than you can blink. So rest assured, this journey comes with a guaranteed round-trip ticket. So what's truly astonishing about all these stories in the end? Perhaps it's not the ability to fly or walk through walls. The most profound impact reported by nearly everyone who's had a vivid out-of-body experience is a fundamental shift in their worldview. It's the sense that your consciousness is far more than just a product of your brain, that it can exist independently of your physical body. This is an experience that compels many to re-evaluate their lives and their fear of death. Pioneers in this field, like Robert Monroe, even established entire institutes to study this phenomenon, believing it held the key to understanding human nature. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter whether you view this as an actual journey of the soul or a complex trick of our brain. Astral projection, lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences. Above all, these are powerful tools for self-discovery. They offer a way to delve into the deepest corners of your subconscious, confront your fears head-on, and perhaps discover something entirely new about yourself. Thank you for watching this video until the very end. I hope you found it insightful to dive into this enigmatic topic. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future episodes. Now, a question for you. Have you ever experienced a lucid dream or something similar to an out-of-body experience? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to read them.